Big victory for Altrincham on Good Friday, 1-0 against Vauxhall Motors. We have manager Lee Sinnott with us. Lee, it was an interesting game. There's some good parts to it and a little bit scrappy at times. But in the end, I think we just about deserved all 3 points.
I'd probably agree with you. It was a tight game, wasn't it? I thought Vauxhall, to their credit, they worked very hard. They worked the system very hard. They regained their positions very quickly, and that was my gripe at half time. I didn't think we moved the ball quickly enough. We allowed them at times to regain their shape, then to make themselves difficult to break down. And I also thought that they moved the ball quicker on the break from box to box, which a couple of times could have caused us, problems. And I just think at this stage of the season, Brian, that games are different to October and November. They are tight affairs, and if you look the way Vauxhall approached it, they're looking for their, I think, highest league finish, aren't they, in this league? So that, they have their goals as well, and it was a tight affair, and it took one moment of, I would call it brilliance, because it was a wonderful finish. And if you look at what had gone on before, where we'd had half chances or good chances that went missing, it was important that obviously James showed the quality then, and he did, hence the 3 points.
And Duncan was involved in the goal, and we've spoken about Duncan hanging on to the ball and releasing the ball, and he made the right decision there. And then it was set up nicely for James, but a very, very sweet shot. It
is, yeah. I mean, they're difficult, them. I mean, I was never a forward, but obviously I've done a little bit in training or whatever. And he knew he had the time. And sometimes when you have a little bit too much time, it can act as a negative. But I thought his first touch was very sweet. And then obviously his dispatch of the ball into the bottom corner was unstoppable, and the pace of the shot as well didn't give the keeper a chance. So it was one of those games, wasn't it, that you're thinking, is it going to come? And I think you look at it and think that is a big 3 points, not because it's we need the 3 points at this stage of the season to exert pressure and not blink first, but in the way we attain them, and we had to wait 80 minutes to edge our noses in front. Full credit to the players for that.
I'm sure Carl McCauley and his players are going back down the motorway to the Wirral thinking we had a nailed-on penalty in the second half, and certainly the referees had a big decision to make, and an interesting event, I thought.
Well, I said to Carl after the game, for me that's a penalty. I thought that there was two instances, wasn't there? There was a tug outside the box, and then there was the incident inside the box. Now, what he's blown for, has he blown for the first one or the second one? Well, if he's blown for the first one, yeah, fair enough. But he's blown for the second one. I can't understand why the penalty wasn't given. But do things, yeah, I'd imagine they equal themselves out over the season. But I would totally agree with Carl. Yes, for me, that was a penalty. If that was one of my players going down in that situation, I'll be naturally aggrieved like Carl was. Looking at it fully, maybe a draw would have been a fair result. Yeah, did any team quite do enough? I thought we may have done a little bit more, just because of the Damien Reeves opportunity. But it was a tight game, and it took one moment of very good execution to settle the game. Hence, James got the goal. The crowd's important as well at this stage of the season, and if after 10-15 minutes we're not 1-0 up or something like that, the crowd can start to get a little bit edgy, and that edginess will then transform onto the pitch. It always does do. I remember it when I played, and it always does do, the anxiety, because you want to be 1-0 up, you want to be 2-0 up, you want everything nice and comfortable for you on the day. This was not one of those days. It took us 80 minutes to edge our noses in front in the horse race, and yet, yes, we've got over the line. And I thought the supporters were first class today. I didn't sense any edginess. Yeah, we want to win the game, but I thought they stuck with the team, and that was vitally important. And it was good to see.
Yeah, 930 here, which is a really, really good turnout, and certainly the decision has been vindicated to move the game to Good Friday, both in terms of numbers of people who've turned up, which is good financially for the club, and of course you've now got an extra day to prepare for Chester.
That was behind the thinking. I wasn't aware until it was pointed out by Andrew Shaw and Graham Rowley that if we wanted to move the fixture to a Friday, we could do. Which for me, from a manager's point of view, of course I'd want that, because it gives my players an extra day's rest. Now it's equivalent to playing Saturday, Tuesday, isn't it, more or less?
And statistically, things are really shaping up now. The home form is great. I make that, I think it might be 28 points out of 30, something along those sort of lines at home, and that's a terrific run of games at Moss Lane, particularly when we lost 5 games by the end of October, by early December.
Yeah, we didn't start the season off well, did we? We won 1 out of 4. We had I put that on the board today as well. I wanted the August bank holiday revenge because obviously these fixtures are reversed, aren't they? We went to Vauxhall and lost 2-1 to a 10-man team, and then obviously here on the Monday against the league leaders Chester and lost 4-2. So that was part of my team talk that it was part one of the revenge for the August bank holiday. Right,
and we can go into that game full of confidence. 6 wins on the bounce, so Chester are going to have a bit of a game on their hands on bank holiday Monday.
Well, Chester have got a winning habit, haven't they? I mean, they've lost 1 game all season. I do believe that may have been away at Boston, if I'm correct. So they haven't lost at home yet. So not being funny, if I was a player, that's what I'd be rubbing my hands at. I thought it was an intriguing game down here. I thought for the first half an hour in the August bank holiday, they started extremely brightly and took the game by the scruff of the neck, went 2-0 up. I thought either side of half time, 15 minutes either side of half time, I thought we were the better team. Hence, we got back to 2-2. And then they pushed on, didn't they, and got a couple of goals later on in an intriguing game, of which, if I remember correctly, Neil did say, Neil Young, that maybe a draw might have been a fair result. But, they've had a fantastic season. They've got that winning habit, haven't they? Hence the statistics. But, I'm looking forward to going there. And I want the players to show what they're capable of, because I do believe that we do have the ammunition to ask them questions. And hence, that's what gives me optimism, and really looking forward to it.
Lee Sinnott, thanks very much.
Thank you.